5 years ago, if I had suggested to any of my buyers that they buy a house sight unseen, I probably would have been fired a bunch of times. But today's world is different. Hang tight and I'll show you how you can buy a home sight unseen, kind of, without ever even being there. So in a competitive market where homes are selling just super quick, there are things that you can do to give yourself an advantage. Buying a home sight unseen isn't for everybody, but should you decide that you might be comfortable with that, I've got a few suggestions. Number one, make sure you're working with an agent who is tech savvy, somebody who understands how to use video chat, FaceTime, things like that. You'll want to be working with an agent who understands that they may need to pick up what they're doing and take off and get to a house quickly. That's the whole idea of this thing. In this hyperactive market, we want to get to the homes as quickly as possible and see them. So as long as we've got one of these and a car, we can get to the property quickly, even if you're out of town or stuck at work until the end of the day. And by using these video tools, we're able to walk through the house and give you a very realistic idea of what this place is going to look like. Of course, it's not like being in person, but it's pretty darn close. And if you're already familiar with the neighborhood and the schools and the commute times and everything about the location, then you'll probably feel pretty comfortable doing this. If, however, you're from out of town and not familiar with the city and the neighborhoods, you're going to probably need to do a little bit of additional research in order to pull this off and feel good about it. With today's online tools like Google Maps, we can get in there and zoom in on neighborhoods and get a great bird's eye overhead view and just see how all the streets look, how the shopping looks. We can get a bead on things like schools from websites like greatschools.com. We can take a close look at the streetscape by getting down into the Google map and clicking on street scene. You can just pan around and take a look and see exactly what it's going to look like just by using your computer. Almost every city has some sort of a crime map that you can pull up where you'll see hot areas where there is more crime activity than other neighborhoods. So if you're concerned about crime, that's a great way to do that. Now, if you do happen to be from out of town and you're not acquainted with the area, even if you have friends or relatives who are telling you about this area or that area, in addition to seeing the house, make sure that the agent takes the time to show you the neighborhood with their phone. Get out there and FaceTime you so that you can see the entire neighborhood and the landscape of what's going on in the area. And what's really nice about this is it can be very interactive, right? So if you happen to see something that comes up in the video screen that you're concerned about or wondering about, just ask the agent to stop and tell you a little bit more about what they're seeing and what they know about that. It's a great way to get a real solid feel for what's going on in the area. Now, if you're able to get one of these homes under contract that you happen to like, one of the things that's going to happen is you're going to have an inspection period. Ideally, you'll get out there and be able to look at the home and confirm that not only is it in good shape, but you happen to like the home, like the neighborhood, and continue to move forward. If you don't like something about what you're seeing or the inspection itself, you have grounds to cancel. Now, if you're not able to be there during the home inspection, you'll want to be working with an agent who is willing to show you the home virtually, show you their findings virtually while they're there, because while they're going to email you a PDF with photographs and text all about what their findings are, it's not the same as talking to the home inspector. Ideally, you'll be able to talk with them right when they're there. If you're not able to be at the property, it'll feel like you're there if that inspector takes you through the home and shows you his findings and explains how deeply his concerns are about those things. One disadvantage of looking at homes virtually instead of in person is that the listing agent who is helping the seller preview all the offers that are on the table may deduct a point or two for you because you haven't been to the house, and they may tell their seller that, hey, if this buyer is going to be buying your home and they haven't even been in it, just beware that during the inspection period, they may get here and decide they don't like it so much. And then you, Mr. Seller, have to start all over again finding another buyer. So some sellers may not like that. There are some things that we can do to insulate you from that problem. So let's talk about the home buying process. If you're looking for an agent here in Phoenix, I can help you. My contact information is down below. In the meantime, you might want to check out my 2 latest videos here. And hey, thanks for stopping by today and watching this video about buying a home unseen.